is Joshua.
Hello everyone, this is Eric, the Pinoy Mamba.
This is a video response for
Herbie, Herbs and Spices, 1515. Question, best player of the 90s to the present of each team. So here we go, we're gonna answer all of those. We're gonna go to Boston Celtics.
Larry Bird.
Legendary Larry Bird is gonna be the best player of the Celtics, and honorable mention
Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce. He's been to a lot, what do you call it, Boston Celtics. His life, he won championships with Kevin Garnett, but Larry Bird still our best player in Boston Celtics. Especially, like he was part of the Dream Team 1992. So he's still the legendary Larry Bird. Let's go to the next team. Los Angeles Lakers. We're gonna go the best player. No question about Mamba, the Black Mamba. Kobe Bryant. He is the best player of all time, a Laker. He broke all the records. He has the most points on a Laker. He could be like the best in one single season, one single franchise, the most points scored. Kobe Bryant, congratulations for that. And our next, this is hard, Shaquille O'Neal or Magic, but I would rather go to Magic Johnson. 5-time champion, definitely the face of a Laker, Magic Johnson. Awesome, probably the best point guard of all time. Next is a hard one.
Allen Iverson
of the Philadelphia 76ers. Hands down, there's no one better than Allen Iverson. The answer, Philadelphia 76ers. And
Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday now is the face of the franchise. He became an all-star this year, so I believe he'll continue, and he's the best player right now ever since Allen Iverson. Next one would be Portland Trail Blazers. Their best player
is Clyde Drexler.
Yes, Clyde the Glide Drexler brings them in the championship against Michael Jordan Bulls 1992. Best Blazers from the 90s till now. And of course, the second is Brandon Roy. He just got injured. He got traded, but he is the best player. I know Damian Lillard is still young. He hasn't proven anything yet, but Brandon Roy has been the face of Blazers. That's why we pick him. Blazers, right, Josh?
Yep.
Here we go. Now we're gonna go to Chicago Bulls. Surprise. Michael Jordan, the best player of all time. There's no one close to Michael Jordan even now. Probably Kobe Bryant is the closest on his competitiveness. The next one would be
Scottie Pippen.
It's not Derrick Rose. 6-time NBA champion Michael Jordan won't win those without him. So Scottie Pippen gets the honorable mention for the Chicago Bulls, not Derrick Rose. He hasn't proven anything yet. Derrick Rose won MVP, but hasn't proven anything yet. Third one would be the best player, Phoenix Suns. We're gonna go to Charles Barkley. Yes, he won the MVP. He brought the Suns to their only finals appearance in 1993 against Michael Jordan. That's the only time they lost because it's against Michael Jordan. Charles Barkley. Second would be
Steve Nash.
2-time NBA MVP of Phoenix Suns, Steve Nash. There you go. This one would be the easiest, Utah Jazz.
Karl Malone and John Stockton.
You cannot separate them. It's Stockton Malone combo. Number one. First, they're the best team, and they're also the honorable mention. Stockton, Malone to Stockton, the face of Utah Jazz for like 20 years. They're still the best player. Okay, I think it's dinner time now, but we're not gonna go eat first because we're gonna do our video. So here we go. Our next is the Orlando Magic.
Oh, Allah.
The best player would be Shaquille O'Neal of the Orlando Magic. Until now, Shaquille O'Neal is still their best player. Sad to say that, he only played, like 6 years, 4 years, 5 years with the Magic, and still, he is still the most dominated. And of course, my favorite, Penny Hardaway. I mean, people would say Tracy McGrady, Dwight Howard, but Penny Hardaway has been the face of Orlando Magic even till now. If you say Orlando Magic, they will remember Penny Hardaway. That's why his cards are still highly collected, because of his play before even Joshua was born. He's balling already. Penny Hardaway.
Oh,
We're gonna go to Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento.
The best player would be Chris Webber.
Nice.
Chris Webber is their best player because he is the best player, the best passer. What do you call that? I mean, they got robbed on the 2002 championship against my Lakers. They should have won that game 7, and they should have been to the NBA Finals. But their second best player until now is this guy, Mike Bibby. Awesome guy. Shooter, sharp shooter, clutch. One of the best point guard. That's why they really, mix together and, are very, very good in the Western against my dear Lakers. Now we're gonna go to San Antonio Spurs. This is a very hard one and very controversial one, but there's no doubt Tim Duncan is their favorite and best player. Tim Duncan. And the next one would be
This is a tough one.
Josh.
Manu Ginobili.
I know a lot of people are gonna say David Robinson, but Manu Ginobili, the 57th draft pick, second to the last, was drafted by the Spurs. He won 2004 Olympics, gold medalist. He single-handedly beat LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Bosh. Very embarrassing. He embarrassed the USA Dream Team by himself. Manu Ginobili is the second best player of the Spurs. Not David Robinson. Have much respect for the Admiral, but Manu Ginobili is the second best player. The Spurs.
So let's go to the.
Let's go now to the best player of Cleveland Cavaliers. It's gonna be LeBron James. I know fans of Cleveland, he's still you guys best player is LeBron James still, but on the shadow is Kyrie Irving. He is gonna be the face of that franchise for a very, very long time. There you go. Next would be Memphis Grizzlies. He just got traded,
To the Raptors.
but our best player would be on Memphis Grizzlies is Paul Gasol. He is their face. He is a world champion, two-time NBA champion with my Lakers, but he is their best player so far. And the next one they even traded would be Rudy Gay. I don't know why they trade him. He's their best player. They trade him. Next one would be New Orleans Hornets. Chris Paul is still their best player. He went to the Clippers, but another honorable mention is Emeka Okafor. He has been, their face, their franchise. Emeka Okafor is their honorable mention for that, because of that. Now we're gonna go to the Clippers. Clippers, we had Danny Manning, we had Olakandi. They all have these draft picks.
This is hard.
Darius Miles, and Clippers are always the laughing stock. I mean, I live in LA for a long time. We go to Clipper game because it's so cheap. You could see the other teams. So that's the only reason why we go. Now we could go to Clipper to watch our Clippers because of this guy, the best player, Chris Paul. Definitely turned around the franchise. Chris Paul is the best player, and because of him,
Blake.
very exciting, Blake Griffin. I know a lot of people doesn't know this. Wizards, best player would be Gilbert Arenas. He is so good in the Wizards. It's just because of the gun incident. After that, he is no longer playing, but he is their best player. Michael Jordan played with them, but not in that level. Gilbert Arenas is still better than Michael Jordan on that level.
Yeah, Wizards on.
And of course, the Wizards were the Washington Bullets before, and the best player would be the one of the Fab Five, Juwan Howard.
Mm-hmm.
He got $100 million contract because of that, because he's so good. So he's the second best player. And here we go, the Warriors. Tim Hardaway is their best player of all time. I mean, he runs Chris Mullin, Mitch Richmond, TMC, but Tim Hardaway is the best player of all time of Warriors. I mean, it's in the Heat uniform, but Warriors, Tim Hardaway is the best player.
And David Lee,
The new face of the franchise, turned around by Mark Jackson, with the help of Stephen Curry. But Stephen Curry is not yet an all-star, so David Lee is a proven all-star, two-time all-star, so he is their second best player all time. Oklahoma Thunder. Of course, Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. There's nothing wrong. Combo again. No question with that. Atlanta Hawks. In 1990s, Dominic Wilkins has already been, trading. He's no longer the Dominic Wilkins of the 90s. So I will go with Josh Smith. He's been with the league, 9-10 years. He's their face, their best player. So I'm gonna go for Josh Smith, their best player, Atlanta Hawks, and Steve Smith. If you guys don't know Steve Smith is the best player, sharpshooter, really into you, and really very good defender also. We'll go to Seattle Supersonics. The best player would be Gary Payton. The glove, yes. 1996 Defensive Player of the Year, 2006 NBA champion, and also second is Sean Kemp. Very exciting guy. This guy is really even greater than Blake Griffin. He's awesome. Let's go to New York Knicks. Your Knicks. Patrick Ewing is still the best player from the 90s of New York Knicks. Good rebounder and sharpshooter. Alan Houston. I know people are gonna say, about Stadimar, about Carmelo Anthony. They haven't brought the Knicks to the finals. He did with Latrell Sprewell. He's sharpshooter. 1999 went into NBA finals, so he is the second best Knicks uniform. Very easy. Miami Heat. Boom. Dwayne Wade, LeBron James. LeBron James, Dwayne Wade. Easy. Let's go to the Rockets. Another easy one. Hakeem the Dream, best player. And the second would be Clyde Drexler, two-time champion. Now we're gonna go to the Grizzlies. The best player of Vancouver is Sharif Abdul-Rahim. The third pick of the 1996 draft. Sharif Abdul-Rahim scores, averages 23 points, 24 points a game. Very, very good player until, they got, dislocated. They went to a different place. And the second, the face of the franchise is Brian Reeves, the big country. He represents Grizzlies. Look at that, the white, polar bear. So big. And of course, we're gonna go to the Nets.
Ooh,
Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd brought the Nets 2 NBA failed finals, and finally he won in the Mavs, but he is their best player from the 90s to the present. And then the newest best player, second best player, Aaron Williams. Awesome.
Cool passer.
Let's go to Toronto. Still the face of Toronto Raptors. Look at that card.
Vince Carter.
Wrap around with the Canadian flag. Air Canada. Vince Carter is still the best player. Honorable mention is Chris Bosh. The Milwaukee Bucks. Still their best player, Glenn Big Dog Robinson. He's still the best player. This guy could really ball. Member of the USA team. Very, very good player. And of course, the new face of the Milwaukee Bucks is Brandon Jennings. Very, very awesome.
Next.
Almost done, guys. I know it's gonna be a long video. And we're gonna go to Charlotte Bobcats. I mean, the best player would be Kemba Walker. And then Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Bobcats. Then we're gonna go to Dallas Mavericks. Proven champion Dirk Nowitzki. Really my idol. One of our favorite, definitely. He is the face of the franchise. Even though when he retires, no one's gonna be better than him on Dallas Mavericks. And Jason Kidd. 1995 Rookie of the Year, Jason Kidd in Dallas Mavericks, and then he won the championship with the Dallas Mavericks. So their second best player would be Jason Kidd. And we're gonna go now to Charlotte Hornets. The best player would be Alonzo Mourning. Alonzo Mourning is the best player of Charlotte Hornets. And Grandmama Larry Johnson is their next. And we're gonna go to the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets would be Carmelo Anthony still. No Ty Lawson. No, they're still not in that level of Carmelo Anthony. Collectively, they are very good because collectively they're so good, those team. But Carmelo Anthony individually, he is still the best player. And of course, this one, 1994, Dikembe Mutombo beat the Sonics. Michael Jordan retired already. He beat the Sonics 1994, and they are the 8th seeded team. First seeded team is the Sonics. On that regular season, the Sonics swept the Houston Rockets. Since Mutombo defeated the Sonics, Houston Rockets doesn't have to face Sonics, which swept them the regular season. That's why the Houston Rockets won their first championship. But trivia for you guys about that. And Timberwolves, the best player would be the big ticket, Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett is still their best player. And second, Kevin Love. He loves to rebound, he loves to shoot. Hopefully he gets better and is second best player. Alright. Last two teams. Reggie Miller, Pacers. What else can you say? He is the franchise of the Pacers. Maybe Danny Granger. I don't know. Paul George.
Roy Hibbert.
Yeah, Roy Hibbert, but definitely. And for the Pistons, their best player still, 1990 champion Isaiah Thomas. They won their championship. Isaiah Thomas still their best player. And for me, the next best player would be Grant Hill. It's not gonna be Ben Wallace. It's not gonna be Billups, Richard Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince. Not gonna be, because those guys collectively they play good. Individually, they're not that good. Grant Hill is the second best player of the Pistons. So thank you so much. That's our video response for Herbie. I know Herbie, that's so long. And thank you everyone for watching. Please join his awesome contest. Peace.
Thanks for watching.